Okay, let's unpack this. We're diving deep into quite a significant piece of diplomatic communication today.
Right, the official statement from India.
Exactly, from PM Modi's office about that phone call with President Trump. The one on June 18th, 2025.
Ah, yes, the 35-minute call. It happened during the G7 summit, didn't it? Trump requested it.
That's the one.
Yeah.
And our mission here is really to pull out the key points, especially given, Trump's earlier comments. So the big headline right out of the gate from Modi's statement, a really unequivocal clarification.
About the ceasefire mediation.
Yes, absolutely no U.S. mediation in brokering the India-Pakistan ceasefire. Modi's office stated very clearly it was all handled exclusively through direct military channels.
Direct military channels. Okay.
Initiated by Pakistan, apparently, and then executed by the militaries on both sides.
And that fits perfectly, doesn't it, with India's, well, their long-standing principled stance? Well, PM Modi explicitly reiterated it in the statement. He said, and this is a direct quote, "India has never accepted, does not accept, and will never accept mediation on the Kashmir issue."
Wow, that's about as clear as it gets.
It really is. It's not new either. It's, fundamental to their foreign policy regarding Kashmir. They see it as purely bilateral or internal even.
Okay, so beyond the ceasefire clarification, what else came out of this call, according to the statement?
Well, interestingly, it specifically mentioned that U.S.-India trade deals were not discussed at all.
Okay, so that clears that up, too.
And on security, a very firm line, India views terrorism not as proxy war, but as actual war.
That's a strong statement.
It is. And he confirmed Operation Sindoor, their counterterrorism campaign, is still very much ongoing. No let-up there.
Right. And what about the sort of diplomatic choreography, the visits?
Yeah, that was interesting, too. So President Trump invited Modi to Washington. Modi politely declined, said he had prior commitments.
A polite no. Subtle signal there. But then Modi extended his own invitation.
Oh, to what?
For Trump to attend the upcoming Quad Summit in India.
The Quad, okay, U.S., India, Japan, Australia, strategic alignment focus.
Exactly. And Trump accepted that invitation.
So declining a bilateral D.C. visit, but inviting to a multilateral Quad meeting in India. That's quite deliberate.
It definitely seems strategic. Now, here's where it gets really interesting, I think.
Go on.
This statement, this whole call readout, it's really PM Modi's first direct public response to President Trump's claims from earlier. The claims that the U.S. had mediated the ceasefire.
Okay. So it's not just stating policy. It's actively countering a previous narrative.
Precisely. It's a fact check, yes, but it's also a really powerful assertion of India's policy on handling conflicts bilaterally. No third parties, especially the U.S. in this context.
And it also, maybe implicitly, shows Washington is still okay with India's counter-terror ops, even with these other diplomatic nuances.
That seems like a reasonable reading, yeah. The statement didn't suggest any friction on that front.
Yeah.
So what does this all mean for you as someone trying to follow these complex global dynamics? I think the key takeaway here is just how clear and assertive India is being in communicating its foreign policy.
Absolutely. It really emphasizes national sovereignty, doesn't it? Especially in resolving conflicts, direct talks, no outside brokers.
Right. Direct engagement is the preferred route.
And looking at this statement, this deep dive really highlights that consistency. India's position on non-mediation isn't changing. Plus, you see that robust, quite unwavering approach to counterterrorism.
Definitely.
And at the same time, they're clearly engaging in strategic diplomacy, like with the Quad invitation. It's about drawing lines and building partnership.
It's a balancing act, for sure.
It is. A masterclass, perhaps, in setting boundaries while playing the long game on the global stage.
Which brings us to a final thought, something for you to mull over. How might these very specific diplomatic signals, this emphasis on direct bilateral talks, the firm line on internal security, how might that influence, the wider world of international relations? How conflicts get resolved or don't get resolved going forward? Something to think about. What happens when more nations take such clear, firm stances in this, well, let's face it, increasingly complex global environment? What are the ripple effects?